Good morning, friend. Good morning, all of you. Today we are going to discuss about the occupational health safety management system as per guideline of ILO, International Labour Organization. ILO. So, in our process, in our management systems, there are many types of management system is there, but concept is clear to PDCS cycles. If you are going to read others books, there are many types of difference to be of health safety management system at the project and construction safety, but all are summarized health safety management system on PDCA cycle: plan, do, check, act. This is a very fantastic to improvements occupational health safety management system at construction site and any industry area. But if you are read the many book, there are different management system, but concept is one. So ILO also guidelines provided about the occupational health safety management system, how to implementations, but this is not a legally, this is not intended to legally standards this management system, but intended to informations and guideline to you should improvements, you can improvements by this guidelines, by this management for good safety at your workplace. So there are many types of management system, but ILO focusing on only for 5 elements of occupational health safety management system at the workplace. So what are the five um, five concept of elements of improvement occupational health safety management system? First is their policy. So policy is also first a good and positive things to improvements good health safety cultures at your workplace, because of policy expressed and written by the managing director. If managing director's commitments about the safety, then must be followed by the downgrade all staff and workers. So policy is very important to importance for improvement a good health safety culture in organizations. But main intended of OHS policy, managing director company organizations communicate to the stakeholder, communicate to the contractors and workmen's visitors, all those peoples working under control of organization. They are understood important of occupational health safety management system in this organization. So first understood that, so that policy is very good thing and very good way to improvements, so that we have. So also ILO prefer the first policy, and every organizations, every elementary of management system, occupational health management system, there are first is policy, because of policy defined the culture of environment at organization. Because if you have, if don't have EHS policy, then how to identify, how to control the project, how to implement, develop a good health safety culture and documentations at your workplace. So this is very important and very positive things to improvement good health safety culture policy. After that, organizing. Second is ILO defined, and first is policy, second is organizing. How to organize organizations, how to organize them. Policy a good, but how to organize means organization must be organize their policy at your workplace. Means organizations communicate, organizations must be maintain the high safety standards and create a environment, create a awareness, safety awareness. And how to organizations communicate to downgrade. This is our policy to, this is our organization's policy. You should must be considers whenever you start the work our project. So organizations make a first policy. After the organizing means that is a part of planning. How to organize them? Policy first communicate to all them who are working in organization, and also workers, visitors, everyone's aware about the policy. This is policy our organization. This will must be follow during the work. And take responsibility. Organizations giving the role and responsibility about the occupational health safety management system. Many organizations define the role and responsibility. Whatever you are doing, whatever the your responsibility, so responsibility must be defined by the organizations, including project manager, general manager, and workers, security guards, welder, or semi skills, carpenter. Everyone must be defined the responsibility as per the policy, whatever requirement and during the work. Suppose that if you are working a welding work, then you should follow the welding process. So organized policy must be organized and communicate with the all people who are working in your company. So this is second. And third is their planning and implement. Planning, organize. After that, planning and implementations. Planning part is very important. You know that in any field of, if you are working, then you should know about the planning. Because if you don't have plannings to work, then 100% you will fail. 100% failed. 100%, because of you don't have plan. Then how to communicate, how to improvement, how to implementation. So planning is a very important part of success in any organizations, any sectors, even your personal life. If you have a no plan, then how to growing and develop your career. So make a plan, make a goal, set a goal, long term, short term, then you can implement them. So planning means whatever planning and implementations. And ILO third is there mentions planning and implementation. So whatever planning means what you should plan. First is that if you are working a project, then project is specific safety plan. Work method statements, SOP. If you are working any activity, before you start the work must be follow the make a SOP. Maintenance records, HERA, JSA, work method statements, inspections checklists, and others which are all documented plans. Suppose the safety inductions process and safety inspections process, accident investigations process, and emergency response plan, and waste management plan, and how to manage the workers, that should be also considered. and plan means you have some statutory requirements, wage registers and anything whatever the response. So make a good planning whatever or you are going to work. What is the scope of work? You can say scope of work. Then you should make a proper plan to improvements. How may um, define the safety committee meetings, how many times you are going to conducting, and EPR emergency mock drill plan, safety trainings, toolbox stock, everything you should make a plan. So that call a plan. Without you have not any plans, then how to improvement, so how to implementation safety culture. So planning is very important whatever the activity are there. So mandatory risk assessments and work permit system, everything you should plan before the start the work. And after that implementation, if you have plan 100%, then focus to improvements. Don't have you have make a plan, good planning, but sitting on office there is no improvements, and on ground only for you have plan. So this is not good. So if you have make a plan, then need to be improvement accordingly the your plans and improvement on the project. This is a way of safety implementations at your workplace. After that, if you have plans and implementations, then evaluations, how to evaluate them, how to analyze them work on going good way. So guys, evaluations means we can say the check. If you have plan, organize, worker working and staff start the work, then you should safety officer must be recheck the work and check the activity, evaluate that which are planning we have made and there are many gap. So that called safety observation system. So guys, plan organizations must be checked and manage the occupational health safety and identify the gap which are plans. So that called a safety work. You can say safety management, senior management visit, and also daily safety observations report. So must be evaluate the safety observation sheet, and after that at measuring how many types of observations coming. So that called check, monitoring, measuring and investigations. So monitoring means safety observations, measuring means evaluate the risk, how many types of safety observations repetitions, and after that measuring, after that improving investigations, you can say the investigate them, why this type of safety observations coming, what is the root cause of observations repetitions of work. So analyze them, and after that at minimize, and after that you can conduct a safety meetings, trainings and resolve the issue, what are the gap to repeated observations coming. Some maybe behaviors of workers, behavior of staff, some resources problem, maybe resource non-availability, maybe some difficulty of work. So everything must be brief, explain them, and you also understood that what are the required at that area, so we can avoid the repetitions of observations. So that call all evaluate, monitoring, measuring and investigating for improvements, for improving purpose. After that, if this is a internal part of improvements. After that, we are going to discuss about the internal external auditing system. If you have make a good planning, organizations make a good plan, so every 3 months internal audit must be conducted by the organization, somebody which are identify the auditors and certify the auditors, also which are well good knowledge about the audit system. So persons so auditors will auditors go to visit and every 3 months, and there are check the all those point, all the part of planning, part of organization's system, and check the on ground levels what are going on, what is the gap to improvements needs during the audit. So basically we can say the gap analysis of audit is a systematic process, and freedomly it check the there is no any hesitations, though nobody prescribed to auditors, so you can and do not want any NC and other things. Somebody you know that had very good family, so auditors also avoid and skip the major points because of friendship is very because of family, so don't skip any safety gaps in your process. So auditor must be friendly and well freedom about the responsibility and accountability of audit during the audit. So audit is a process to audit must be conducted every 3 months, and external audit if possible to yearly once once in every every years, and as per possibility to every 6 month one external audit and must be conducted. Also some people organizations conducting every 3 months, but there is very expensive or costly, but internal audit must be done every 3 months, every quarterly, and half yearly external audit must be done, so we can understood their gap. And then and scope of improvements, if any types of finding in by the internal audit and external audit, then you can and improvements a good way. Next is their auditing we have completed. Next is is there action to improvements, action if any gap coming by the during the internal audit and external audit, then you should proactively actions, not any argument about the safety. So proactively improvements and actions to improvements. So this is a fifth point of actions to improvements. Mean if you have any gap about the HERA, suppose that you make a hazard identification risk assessment, and after that visiting and ground level there are many types of are a few gap, so must be revised the HERA, must be revised the process, must be revised train them all people so, which are working in your company. So communicate immediate, so we can avoid the next any gap. So must we work on gap, then we can implement a good health safety cultures at your workplace. So ILO clear defined only for 5 elements of improvements good health safety culture, but this is not necessary to one legally, but this is advisable to improvement a good health safety cultures at your workplace. So 5 is there also discuss. So if you are working as safety professionals, then you should understood, you are also well aware about the OHS management system. So please be consider about this those people those points are discussed 5 elements, and but you can read many books, and there are different type of management, but ILO is defined as summarize a top levels of management system. If you are if you have read the ISO 40001 and 2018 draft book, then there are very good things to improvement health safety culture, because of everyone is a very knowledgeable persons for safety committee members of ILO. So guys, thanks for watching my video. I hope you will understood, and some any inquiry, some any doubt, then you can text a message, because of I am a also learner and I am a also English speaker. I become a good English speaker, so that I am try to speak English on YouTube channel.